Hey gang, it's Uncle Todd here again. We're looking at the new episode of The Mandalorian called The Convert. Uh, kind of a kind of episode for me. It starts out where yesterday left off with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin and Grogu down in the mines of Mandalore. And they get their things together after Darjin finally wakes up. But he didn't see the creature that was in the water, so... But Bo-Katan, she's starting to think possibly about the legends of the living water. Well, before they leave, Din Djarin takes some of the water with him as proof that he has bathed in it and is now redeemed. They head back to Bo-Katan's planet, where they are intercepted by some raiders using some old Imperial TIE fighters. Big chase, shootouts. Bo's home is destroyed, and there's tons more TIE fighters coming. So Din Djarin programs in some coordinates for hyperspace, sends them to her, and they jet off to somewhere where he believes they won't be found. And that is it for them till the end of the episode. The main focus of the episode is on Dr. Pershing, who, if you remember previously, had worked for Moff Gideon and was there to experiment with Grogu and try and make clones of him, because he's a cloning expert. Well, he has now been granted amnesty by the Republic and is on Coruscant, the planet-sized city, or basically a city that encompasses an entire planet. Thank Isaac Asimov for that little bit of sci-fi craziness in the Foundation series. But back to what we're talking about. He runs into Officer Kane, who herself had worked for Moff Gideon and was given amnesty as well. And he is now, having been a molecular geneticist, to being a librarian archivist. And he's finding that almost all Empire-based technology is being scrapped. He's cataloging it, archiving it, and then they're destroying it. And he thinks that that's bad. They could repurpose it for things that were for good. And he's also not allowed to do any more experimentation with cloning because that is outlawed on the Coruscant laws. And but he and Kane start to have a friendship, and she starts talking to him about his work, and maybe he should do it on his own. And he's kind of hesitant, but after a while, with his drudgery of work and feeling that he could do something with his knowledge that would be good for the Empire or the Republic. So he talks to Kane about this, and she says, well, they'll have to go outside their designated areas to the old scrapyards to get a mobile lab for him. He's not sure about that, but eventually he decides, yes, they'll do it. So we get a sequence where they illegally get on a flying subway car, basically. It's a little train car. It is like a hovercraft. And there's a bit of a chase with one of the ticket conductor robots. Ticket please. And they end up having to jump off over the scrapyard, and they get into one of the old Imperials, and he gathers a bunch of stuff. And then as they're leaving, he's arrested. Turns out Kane was only testing him to see if he really was worthy of his amnesty. And because a lot of people from the Empire, they tend to slip back into old ways. But he understandably feels like she set him up. And then comes the nasty part. He is going to have a process done where they use an old mind flare. For this, they use old Imperial technology, a mind flare, which wipes people's brains. But on a low setting, it'll do some readjustments and he'll be a more centered person. Anyway, while the treatment is going on, got an itch, which they have on a very low setting, Kane manages to get herself alone in that room and cranks it to the max. She's going to fry that guy's poor brain. I'm not sure how this is going to tie in with everything else going on in the season, but gives us things to ponder. Back to Din Djarin and Bo-Katan. They arrive at the Mandalorian colony that we saw in the first episode of this season. They're not sure they want to let either one in. After all, Bo-Katan walked away from the way long ago. And they don't believe Din Djarin actually was at the waters of Mandalore because that planet's uninhabitable. But he says he has proof, so they're taken to the armorer, and he hands her the sample of water, and she tests it, and it is the living water. He has redeemed himself. And because Bo-Katan dived in to save him and has yet to take her helmet off since, she too is redeemed and is welcome to stay with them for as long as they like. A little disappointed in this episode. I really not that into the whole inner workings of Coruscant and all that stuff. I just wanted to see the Mandalorian, shoot stuff and have bits of funny business with Grogu. But they're setting the groundwork for, I assume, something big. And we'll just have to wait till the next episode to see what that may be. But till then, please hit like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.